Welcome to the Owlet Free Agent Showcase. I am going to be your play-by-play caster for this evening, Cats. Alongside me, I have Simple. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, and I hope that these players can really demonstrate their flexibility in these show matches.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential in each of these players. Of course, this is our free agent showcase. I've said it once, I'll say it again. And these players do have the potential to get picked up by any team here in the Owlet. This is going to be the majors match number 5. Our map pool will be Lijiang Tower as well as King's Row. We'll be getting into this game just momentarily. How are we feeling about these maps? And I haven't really seen any of these players. I'm slightly new to this organization. But do you know anything previous about these players, Simple? Could you shed some
I
light?
do not have a lot of information about these players, but a friend of mine told me that Commander Hui was had a very good hero pool and should probably be picked up for a team.
Alrighty, well, let's introduce these players for team number E. Wow, team number E. Excuse me, team E. We have Bear Stakes on that main tank role. Dynamics Bees on the off tank. Sincere on that main support. Ochre on that off support, and then Commander Huey and Fat Mike projectile and hit scan DPS respectively.
And on Team F, we have the Brit Boy representing the main tank role and Armband on the off tank.
Looks like he might have lagged out, but we are going to continue on to this game. We have 5 seconds until everyone's going in. Let's introduce those champions. Well, it's going to be the Orisa, Roadhog, Anna, Zenyatta, Junkrat, and Widowmaker maybe looking for some extra picks versus the Reinhardt, Zarya, Ana, Lucio, and Genji, and Widowmaker. 33 seconds, of course, until this. We don't see too many. We aren't really seeing much of a ghost comp that we do normally see in competitive Overwatch. Just not too often anymore, as we do still slowly wait on in.
I have returned. Something happened.
Welcome on back. Maybe just a little bit of technical issues, but we will get over those and we will prevail.
Yeah, looks like on the defense, we're going to be seeing some Orisa Hog. And on the offense, we're going to be seeing some Ryan Zarya. These two tank duos are very durable.
Here we go. The game has started. Junkrat, of course, going to try and do some damage to that backline, to that shield. Zarya's shield is going to go out. Orisa is holding that point. They're already onto the point. That's a pick already. Commander Huey going to go down. Misty Mark pick up one already. They might get a tick. No one contesting here from Team E, and already that's 2 picks going down. This looks like it'd be a very easy first point. Ochre going to trade back on Alexander. It's going to be a little bit extra damage coming through. The shield's going to go back up, protecting him on the backside, but you have the Widowmaker firing one after another. Fat Mike trying to do anything he can to keep this alive, but you have the Brit Boy going off. He's going to go down in the end, and he's gotten enough of a team. They should be able to score this first point. My co-caster may have lagged out once again, but very quick payload there from Team E. Are able to pick it up so quickly. I believe it was less than 30 seconds, actually. They would pick it up, and here they are moving up, looking for more picks. You have Misty Merc as well as Ryder S just trying to do anything they can. But with the Reinhardt pickup, they have dropped the Orisa this time around. Only Lucio pushing the kill. It's going to be a little bit slow, but maybe trying to shoot up that shield. With the Zarya there, check how much charge she is on right now.
Looks like that team F over here is still got 60 their comp. Right there is building up that Dragon Blade. Not being able to pair it with Nano Boost unless they're hold on.
Oh, Brit Boy coming in huge with the Earth Shatter. Gonna get 2 down, gonna get Ochre on the other side, but that is gonna be the ultimate mana as well. He's gonna go huge. He's gonna be trying to chase down. He's gonna go second. Misty Merc, and he's looking for more. There's the charge, bringing Zarya into the wall, and that's gonna hold the point for now.
Commander Hui, Team A has Team E has a lot of ults stocked up, with Commander Hui, Fat Mike, and Bear Stakes coming up to their, having their ults. Team F over here looking like they have they're coming up to 5 ults, meaning that Team E is probably going to need to use some great ult management to stay in the game.
Always have to be careful of that Graviton Surge with the Genji Blade. There's so much you can do with that. And here comes the Genji Blade. He's nano boosted. He's already taken one. Gonna drop. He's gonna get a second off. Bear Stakes trying to do anything he can to trade back. That might get a pick as well. But on the other side, they are pushing this payload. No cares at all, using those ultimates to the best of their ability.
I think we should be seeing some changes out from Team E. Maybe a dive comp to dance around the Ryan Zarya that the enemy team has, unless they want to keep matching it with their own. Fat Mike getting picked off by Misty Merc, and that will be an opening.
Misty Merc continuing to connect with these shots and getting crucial picks that is allowing his team to win the team back. Here's the Graviton Surge. Here's the ultimate coming through as well. It's not going to be enough. 3 people, though, from Commander Huey. He's going to be able to hold it for now. Earth Shatter there from the Bread Boy, trying to finish off. Commander Huey is on the point contesting, but is he going to be able to survive is the question. You have that Widowmaker still in the back doing the damage. The healing's there as well, swinging back and forth. He's low, but look at that. Commander Huey able to hold the point for now. 2.09 meters left to push.
That was a really good hold by Commander Hui with that ult comp Dynamics B. It looks like they're trying to. Looks like the Genji's poking, and they are getting ready for the next engagement.
Yep, ultimates recharging. Neither Reinhardt is going to have Earth Shatter for this engagement. Bear Stakes is trying to charge up about 50% on him right now. Ochre also nearing that, but Dynamics B's nearing that Graviton Surge. Combo that up once again could be crucial. Fire shots getting thrown out. They are battling this shield straight back and forth. It's going to fly on in. A little bit more Zarya charge. There's the Graviton. It's actually only going to grab one. The ultimate coming there from the Junkrat. Only going to secure one, but nothing traded back just yet. Your Reinhardt does not exist in this fight anymore. Brit Boy has fallen. Nice double anti-heal. I don't think it's going to be enough. Commander Huey just is able to get 2 more kills, 3 more kills, and they are able to hold this point for just a little bit longer.
That was a really good hold from the Team E, but I don't think they really needed to use both those ults there to take out the Reinhardt.
Graviton Surge being blown there, as well as that ultimate there from Junkrat. And while the Graviton Surge only did connect onto one player, it still allowed them to take away Brit Boy from the fight. You know, that shield, the so much utility that's there, as well as, you know, throwing out that fire strike, a significant amount of damage, and just being a nuisance overall in the front line.
We actually have Misty Merc switching over to the Doomfist, probably going to try to take out the tank and maybe the back line.
Here comes the Genji Blade. He's nanoed up. Got one nice sleep. Connects onto him. He's asleep. That's going to be an anti-heal. 1 to 3 already. Bear State. Dynamics B's trading back, and they look like they might be able to hold this, and indeed they will.
The Nano Blade was actually woken up during that fight, but they still managed to stay alive, even with the massive amount of damage that they had. Fat Mike also switching over to the McCree, probably hoping to stun the Doomfist and the Ryan Shield.
Doomfist pickup is there. Excuse me. This was there, and of course you do have that ultimate there as well. If, you know, maybe you want to look for something, pop that Reinhardt shield. Here comes the ultimate though from Commander Huey, looking for Pig, trying to use that shield, and Britboy's able to keep himself alive for now, but in the end he does fall, and the ultimate actually gets 1. Bear Stakes trying to do anything he can, trying to go in for more, but Ryder is on the other backside. He picks up 2 people already. He's looking for more. Is he going to be able to get Ochre? Not just yet. Staying on that point, the Zarya Bug is going to be there as well, keep him alive for now. And Ryder is continuing to trade deeply into the fight, contesting that point, but he's got nobody nearby, gonna retreat.
Ryder is coming up to the Blade, but they don't have time to build up another Nano unless their Ana gets a significant amount of damage and healing done, and they decide to...
There's the counter grab. Next 3 people hold in, but the Lucio is there for the shielding for now. Ochre's gonna go very... That's gonna be pretty... Down on the other side. The point is being pushed. 2 kills. Here comes ultimate though. Huey, this could be big. He's gonna get 1. That's gonna be Doomfist going down. Alejandro on the other side of the fight. He's anti-healed. You cannot keep him alive. And it looks like it is gonna be a hold here unless Armband does something miraculous indeed. But he is not able to get it off. And that is a great hold there from Team F.
That was indeed a great hold. The Team F did not have enough like firepower to break through against that Junkrat. Let's see what they're gonna run on defense and offense respectively.
Yeah, might need to switch up some things. Don't have to push it too far into the King's Row here. And already some picks come out. Of course, you've got your main take. The Reinhardt's not gonna be switched up.
Looks like they're going for a Junkrat Widowmaker combo this time. Let's see how this works out for them, as Alejandro picks up the Ana, and Misty Merc also going for a Widowmaker of his own.
Up and talking about those team comps, and you also have to think about a little bit of mentality of the players there. You know, you kind of had that ball just rolling, but you were stopped dead in your tracks. A little bit of middle, taking that second checkpoint. You gotta remember, are you gonna be able to stay on top of this, keep your game up, and close this game out in either the defense or the offensive side?
I think that Team F will definitely have a bit of a morale issue after being stopped right outside of that point, being so close to capturing the second point and possibly to the point if they had made it there. Team E looking like they're going for a Genji Widow combo instead of the Junkrat Widow, which worked out so well for Commander Hui. Let's see how he does on this Genji.
Up, and here we go, another 5 seconds, and we are into the second half of our map. Team E versus Team F. Right now, there is that Junkrat that's still up. It's gonna just feed the Zarya with energy, but at the same time, will try and shred through. But it is a Junkrat on actually both sides here. Already, but great pick there from Misty Mercury with a great snipe, but it's a counter kill already. Nice sleep on the Misty Mercury to keep him down for now. Dynamic is looking what he can. Alirancho is gonna go down on the other side of it. Oker's trying to do what he can to keep it alive. Fire strike, but you have Misty Mercury up in the top side, continuing to get more kills. Ended up taken away by Dynamic Beast, and once again, a great push from the offensive team.
Oh yeah, that was a really good push there with Commander Hui leading the charge with that pick on Diana. Even though Fat Mike went down to his counterpart with her, they still managed to get the point with the amount of damage that Commander Hui has been able to put out.
Commander Hui playing this game well, 86% on that ultimate charge. We'll have it just soon. Fat Mike gonna win that Widow 1v1 this time around, just shutting Misty Merc down.
Fat Mike actually got the pick onto Misty Merc in the window, which is something that most of you probably didn't see. But Commander Hui with that Riptide, let's see where he decides. Let's see who he decides to dislodge with it.
That Riptide can be crucial in these team fights. We've seen it before. Graviton Surge is getting charged up here, and Earth Shatter almost available for their stakes. Coming out and just trying to charge it up a little bit more. Once it, here comes the Riptide. It's coming right around the corner. Looking for anyone he can, and he's gonna get denied. Misty Merc with a nice shot to take it down. But here we go. Looks like we might have a team fight on our hands. Anti-heal. The Brit Boy is not able to heal for now. He's holding his shield up. Does not want to die. Here comes the ultimate, though. Will he be able to get one? That's gonna be a pick on to Sincere. He's gonna go down, but not before he gets the nail boost off. Nice third shatter. Gonna knock down two. And still looking for more. Dynamic Boost does not have that ultimate just up yet. 96%, he's still charging it, still looking for more, but the Widow fight's going, right back and forth, another shadow there from the Brit Boy, gonna knock down two. Commander Huey's gonna be the last one on point, and he should eventually fall, and a great hold here from Team E.
Yeah, Team
F.
Team F really had the better end of the stick there, even though they won the fight and used less ults to hold that point. They even managed to shut down a Commander Hui's Riptide, and both the teams are trading their infra sites for more knowledge.
Trading those infra sites indeed. Want to see exactly where anyone's located, or if anyone's looking for those flanks. When you have these Widow fights that happening very consistently in these team fights, that have just getting picks and putting out the damage onto the carries that you want. You have to remember, right now, Dynamic Breeze has that ultimate.
Looks like that they're going for the hard engage line. Misty Merc trying to go for the flanking shot from the support stage. She misses, and Fat Mike
Fat Mike gets a great pick. That's going to be two in the ultimate. They're going to come. Going to get, well, that's going to be 4 people going down, and this looks like it's going to be game. Art Band is going to be the only one standing. Alex is up next, but he is nowhere near that point. Looks like map number 1 is going to get picked up here by
That was a good offense and defense from Team E. With that Junkrat doing all the like base of their the brute force of their damage, and the Reinhardt being able to soak up the rest of the damage.
Yeah, play the game here. The Brit Boy, he comes in, he defends what he can. Beautiful graviton surge there, and you just throw that fire strike in. You hold that left click button, and you're gonna do so much damage. And he ends using that ultimate, maybe a little bit out of panic, but works in the end. And you can see points here. Kill streak, the damage blocked, almost 20,000 there from the Brit Boy.
Yeah, Sincere doing a not needing to do a lot of healing for his team here because of Reinhardt and Rosario tank this brute force of the damage.
And indeed, we'll be moving on to our next match just shortly. It will be on Lijiang Tower. That will be Team E picking up the first match, though. And congratulations to them. Or sorry, Team F. I am all over the place.
On Lijiang, on the outside maps, I would be expecting the Lucio or Pharah match mirrors coming out from both teams, and possibly a Goats on the control center, and maybe Gardens.
And something we haven't seen too much of is that Bridget is kind of that GOATS comp we have seen so much recently in competitive, but I believe Bridget, or Brigitte rather, has received a nerf recently. If I'm thinking correctly, I'm not 100% certain. Yeah.
Let's see what these teams decide to run.
There we go. We are loaded into this match. Each team is picking up their characters, designing that team composition, and looks like it might come out there. There's Reinhardt, the Diva, the Ana, and the Lucio. Juicy at Riderus, and Misty Merc are going to pick here.
It looks like Commander Hui might stick to the Junkrat again, which is a great choice on King's Row, but let's see how he does on a more open control point map, like Control Center.
Yeah, there's a lot more opportunities for things such as lines as flanks and high ground versus last map King's Row. Just with it being a control point map, there's a lot more opportunities for these players to move around the map and show just their knowledge versus staying completely with team.
Looks like we're gonna see a Goats comp with Ana instead of Moira or Zen from the side of Team S, and Team E decides to run them with 3 Junkrat and Moira instead of Ana this time.
Gonna be swapping it up, so we're not gonna have that nano boost this time around. Alex will be able to apply that to one of his teammates. It looks like Riderus is gonna be on that Genji once again. We did see it nano bladed a few times in the previous match. It was able to do some work.
The teams are getting ready to engage, and Commander Hui finds a pick on Paco.
Already, Commander Huey gets picked on a pocket. That's going to be an advantage there. But Alex almost goes down, just barely surviving for now. And look at this, they're pushing directly into him. They want more for blood, and that's exactly what they're going to get. 2 players going down. There's the charge. Fair Stake's not going to connect. Riderus is on the run, and you're going to get that Zarya even more charge. Not what you want to do, but in the end, it's going to happen.
Armband getting looped off the map, and Team E has managed to take first control.
They keep control of the 10% already, 1/10 of the way to a victory in this first round. On the other side, though, with the Brit Boy and his team behind him, wanting to push in, wanting to make the play, but that Earth Shatter is available there from Fair Stakes. He might look for it. Misty Merc's gonna go down. Look at the Earth Shatter. It's gonna get 2. Both the tanks are gonna be there. Fair Stakes get pushed into the wall. That's gonna be 3. That's gonna be 4. Nope, not 4 going down just yet. But they are chasing right back into their face.
What we haven't really seen yet were the ultimates from either side, so besides Earth Shatter just used right now, but let's see how Team E and Team F decide to run. Team F probably gonna be running the Nano Blade.
There it is, there's the Nano. No more healing, no more extra for him. Reinhardt gonna go down as well. That's gonna be 3. Ryder is popping off, and his might have to be careful. How though it gets countered. My goodness, hitting it beautifully. That's gonna be the capture.
Yeah, Fat Mike should not have used that there, and he managed to deflect that High Noon right back into his own face. And Commander Hui decided to stick with the Junkrat, but Fat Mike going over to the Sombra to attack the Doomfist and Genji, and
trying to counter push, trying to do it once again. Earth Shatter is available for the Brit Boy. Can look for something huge here. Once again, there's the Graviton Surge. Only gonna get Misty Merc. It's actually gonna get Merc Boy, but well, look at the Graviton. Look at Earth Shatter. It's gonna get 2. Very crucial players, and that is already hurting for the east side here. Diva continuing to contest. Bear Stake still alive on the point on the other side. That is going to be the Diva bomb getting blown up. They're able to keep the wall, and Bear Stake's keeping that shield up, but he is so low. In the end, Riderus gets the kill. Sombra looking for that hack, but not going to get it right there. Commander Huey tried to contest onto Armband, is still contesting that point for now. Continuing to get more percentage. Sincere looking to do anything he can, putting out some damage, putting out some healing, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Here comes another blade. Riderus is looking to do what he can. He already got one. He's got two. He's got three. And he's looking for more. Bear Steak's going to be his next prey. And indeed, that is what he's going to find.
Ryder is getting a lot of value out here with his blades. Ochre not being able to do anything with the sound barrier just yet. And Commander Hui might pair his zip tire with that EMP unless he decides to use that with Earthshatter.
Here comes the Riptire coming on the left flank. Actually might be able to get two, and indeed it does! Misty American Riderus are both down. That's going to be both DPS. You've got the Rhine Diva and the two healers going to be left. I think you just give this point at this point, or maybe try and force it to 99%. It looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. There's the Earthshatter. It's going to get one. It's only going to get the Diva. She gets half from the other side as well, but they are dying just one after the other. Not going to get to that 99%, or will they continue to contest? Riderus is in. Misty Merc gets a kill back on the Commander Huey already, and he's going to try and look for more. Riderus is still there, but Sombra coming in with the hack, denying so much. You're able to do so little on Ochre, picking up a double kill in the end there, but you have pushed it to 99%.
Team F actually getting the better end of the stick, like you have mentioned before. They got 99%, but they also forced out the Earthshatter and the EMP from Team E, and they almost have the Nano Blade combo again. They decide to switch over to the May to section off the team.
Sectioning off the team could be really big here for Team E. If you're able to get someone just really caught out, that's a force into a 5v6 instantly. There comes the sound barrier. The shield's there. It's going to be countered by sound barrier with their own. Coming in. The charge is not going to connect. The fight's completely off the side of the team. Alex is going to get hacked there by Sombra, and he gets the kill onto Misty Merc. There's no counterplay in that. And here comes the Riptire. He's looking for more. And it looks like they're going to be able to hold the fight for now. The Nano Blade does get popped. Looking for Ochre's going to get one already. Rider is trying to do anything he can. It's going to be 99%, 99%. Graviton Surge is there with the Diva Bomb. Not able to get it off in time. Looks like they're able to hold off the point. Paco goes down here as well. And round one, will it be ticked up? No, just barely being able to hold Bear Steaks being cunning and clutch.
Team E managed to get that off with the amount of picks that they kept getting with their ultimates, but even with the ult advantage on the side of Team F, they lost that fight over, showing Team E's excellent ult management.
Indeed, that's exactly what we were showing that we are into it. It's 1-0 in favor of Team E.
Looks like we're gonna be seeing a dive from the Team F over here, running a Brig. No, they decided to switch over to the Pharaoh from the Brig. Pharaoh McCree versus a Junkrat Sombra duel. Paco switching over to the Mercy. They decided to go Pharaoh Mercy, sacrificing the mobility that the Lucio gives them, and Sincere is staying on the Moira.
There we go. There's the Junkrat still, though, able to put out that damage. You have the Pharaoh Mercy combo, which is just notoriously known for being so strong. Team Evo is able to get that first push into the objective as Diva and Winston are behind. Wow. Lucio almost going down there. A lot of damage. Here it is. The control point unlocks in another 2 seconds. That Pharah and Mercy are still a threat, but Fat Mike is able to get the kill onto Alex. Traded right back into Ogre. That's going to be healer for now. It's a 5v5. That point does get secured, though. In the end, the heal and the res is going to be there from Paco. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't think it is enough. Charge comes through, and looks like it's a pure take there from Team E.
Yeah, well, what you haven't noticed, probably, was Sincere, Dynamic CB, and Commander Hui, Fat Mike, all building up their ult really quickly. And the only ult they're close to on the other side is the Paco's ult, the Valkyrie. They decide to stick with the dive. They're let's see how they keep doing. Commander Hui might be able to get a lot of value out of this Riptire. They actually decide to switch over to this Metro, giving them more mobility options. That teleporter.
Teleporter is placed up top right here. The shields. Commander Huey actually goes down there. It's 1-for-1 for now. Both GPS projectile are going to go down, but the resurrection is there. Bear Steaks gets a kill on Alex already, and he's looking for more. Does pop Armband's thing as well. Do anything they can to push them off. This objective charge is going to be there, but it's not going to be enough. Bear Steaks, though, keeping alive by his healers. Been able to just do so much this game. Just having his healers behind him be able to put out the DPS.
Looks like the Team F is requesting a pause because of the high ping, and there we go, the pause.
Was requesting a pause there, but you kind of can't just pause in the middle of a team fight, you know?
This gives the teams time to think. This gives the teams time to think. Yeah. Brit Boy and Right Air is already down in this team fight. Let's see how they decide to manage your ultimates here with that Nano, Primal Rage, and Feral ult.
And there's so much ultimates that are currently up. And looks like he has to restart his internet. We have a little bit of technical issues. We'll be getting back into this game as soon as we can, though, as we do get that player just his issue sorted. But also, once again, talking about those ultimates, there's 5 currently available for Team E versus what the currently 3 of Team F. And also, you have Ogre. He's on 80% on that Lucy right now. He has that sound barrier.
It might be a clean sweep for Team E on this map because they could just EMP, rip tire, and throw whatever ults they want to into that graviton. And on the side of Team F, we haven't really seen any value from the dive because Lucio could just escape the dive pretty easily, and Moira having that shift ability to get away quickly.
All right, it looks like we are going for that restart. It will be about 2 to 4 minutes before we get back in this game. Well, while we are waiting on it, what do you think Team F needs to do to get right back into this match? What kind of team composition change just need to be made?
I'm not sure if they can make any significant composition changes this late into the game because what happens here is that they only have because the 6 ultimates could be literally enough to stop the even if the other team had 6 ultimates. I'm pretty sure that Team E would have the better end of the stick with their ultimate choice. So the only thing that they could really do here is either the barrage coming up huge, Brit Boy knocking everybody off, or the Nano just doing work.
Yeah, there's a lot that's possible. Of course, you can go for that Nano to Nano the Winston and maybe just shred through that backline. Take down Ochre and Sincere really quickly. Could be really, really big and detrimental to Team A's team fighting with just no negated healing. And what we've seen a lot this match and this previous game as well is kind of just Bear Stakes being able, excuse me, a Bear Stakes being able to just run in front of everyone, do out that damage, and keeping that shield up. He's not going to be able to do that as much if his healers are not with him.
Yeah, and we've really seen a lot of Rein Zarya over here, which has been a very durable composition. Even back on King's Row, they managed to burst through the Orisa Hog. Now they're breaking through the dive composition. And Armband is actually still DMAC'd, I just realized. And this will put Team Team F at a huge disadvantage because they really need that Diva mech for the Diva to get any value here.
And Paco also not near that Valkyrie as well, working his way towards it, but I don't think he's going to be near it anytime soon in this next 26%. And you need to get on this point. You need to not necessarily contest, but you need to capture right now. You're in a crucial part of the game. You're already down 1-0. Throw everything at him, throw everything at the enemy team, and exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, also, Team F or Team E has been countering the Pharaoh Mercy pretty well. Sombra has probably been getting hacks off or Sincere pressuring the Pharaoh with her long range. And they managed to run the Junkrat into the Pharaoh, which is very surprising in most scenarios because Pharaoh normally just destroys Junkrat in these situations.
And we are going to we'll be right back. Once that player does reconnect, we'll see you in just a second.
Holy crap, bro. Oh, that DC.
Ugh, I hate Ryderus, I'm not gonna lie. He's such a
Welcome on back. Sorry about that little bit of delay here. We're going to get into this match. Of course, it's 74% to 0. Team E is up 1 to 0 currently. Once again, I am your play-by-play caster Cats. Alongside me, I have Simple. How are you doing, and how are you feeling about getting the rest of this game with the sub Yaxon?
I don't think Yaxim could actually do much here
Oh,
because
wow, that's rough.
yeah, they only have 20% to cap, and Team E basically has 6 ults. Yaxim picking up the Ash. Let's see how much he can do right here.
Pretty much you can do. They are grouping up in this top side. They will have the high ground for now. 88% pushing on 90. Winston gonna jump in, gonna contest for now. That is gonna be the Riptire already. Looking for a pick or two, and 2 it is. That is 3 kills already. I don't know as much you can do, but that's actually 2 kills from right. Darius, he's looking for more. I don't know if he's gonna be able to, but the EMP is there. It's a nice so much. The Graviton Surge as well. The resurrection to Alex. I don't know if it's gonna be there. The ultimate is just barely alive for now, and overtime is not going to stay for long. Keeps it alive for now. The nano boost. Alex, no, goes down in the end. Not going to have the healing. But actually, the other side still does have the mercy. Keeping alive for now. The Earth Shatter is there and just doing anything he can. And I don't know. It's not going to be enough. Game. Woo! Just staying alive. No, because that's a little bit more. Nope.
Oh, that's a good game.
Wow. Congratulations to them picking up this match 2 to 0. Team E with a very convincing match. Right, Darius with the play of the game. Right, Darius. There is Blade. No nano this time, and he's able to do the damage. Put it out. Look at the triple. I think I talked about this earlier. The quad coming through, and
Riders was actually insane when he came on TNG. The team will probably be looking to pick him up, even though he was on the short end of the stick this time.
And greatly played from both these teams. Congratulations, of course, to Team E for picking up the victory 2-0 in quite a convincing fashion.
What I want to point out here are some the standout players in this match, and I have 2 specifically in mind. But who do you think were the standout players in this match, and why?
As I'm a little biased because I am a main tank. I'm a Reinhardt main, so I feel like both Bear Steaks and Britboy played phenomenal. They played with their shields, they played with the Earth Shatters correctly, and I feel like both of them played very well. But Bear Steaks just with that little bit of an upper edge, and of course with that team behind him, Insincere and Ochre with the healers. I talked about it a little bit before, and they were able to pick up that victory.
Yeah, for sure. My 2 picks would be the projectile DPSs here would be Riders and Commander Hui. Commander Hui managed to get a crap load of damage out with that Junkrat, while Riders over here managed to just frag out on that Genji, managing to pull out the big blades out of nowhere and carrying fights for his team.
Yep, but it looks like that is going to be it for us. Thank you guys for tuning in to Free Agent Showcase match number 5. We will be live in just another about 20 minutes, which match number 6. I've been Cats, that's been Simple, and I hope you guys have a lovely evening.
Yeah, peace.
One mic's hot, good.
Can we talk?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back for some more Overwatch with the Owlet. I am Style24, and joining me today is Big Hungry Phil.
Hey, Stidle, how's it going?
It's going good. Shaking off the rust today. Back into the old casting routine. Now the Owlet's back in season.
Yeah, it's like learning to ride a bike. It's very easy to fall off and hurt yourself casting. I mean, I mean, it'll come right back. You'll be absolutely fine. Yeah.
How have you been?
I have been good. This is a new one for me. I'm in the UK, and I'm casting an NA game, so it is late for me. It's getting on for 1 a.m. But I'm here and I'm raring and ready to go.
We usually do our casts around noon.
Yeah,
my time. So it's all right. You got enough coffee? Got enough tea?
I had an 80-minute nap before starting, which is
that'll do it.
Just as good, and a few swigs of energy drink before heading out to the casting shed. But I am looking forward to seeing what we get to see here in this last of the majors showcases this evening. Yeah,
one person I'm definitely going to be looking out for is Rydaris. It's a name that echoes amongst the chat. Really excited to see where the Genji. I tuned in earlier, and I was not disappointed, so I'm going to be keeping an eye out for that for sure. Anything special for you?
I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty new to Owlet. I'm pretty new to a lot of these players, so I'm just going off what I like in terms of name. And so Bear Stakes, firstly, as a Zarya player myself and an appreciator of good names, Bear Stakes is who I'm going to be keeping my eye on here. And it does look like we now have actually a defensive setup ready to go. And it's a classic for Hanamura. We've got this Reinhardt Zarya tank lineup looking to stick their bodies in front of the choke and build some charge. And Commander Hui here on the Mei going to be looking to try and freeze out a few people, allowing Gasroll and Bear Stakes just to get in and go ham on those poor isolated targets. But here we go, Bear Stakes on the high ground position. Why don't you take us away, Steitel?
Yeah, but that's like we are going to have the pharmacy on the opposing end. Not much of a hit scan to counter that. Going to be looking at a lot to armband and second bounce for that. Noma, however, getting immediately taken out by the Hanzo. Not going to put a halt to the push. They have the res ready. The Mei wall's not going to be secluding out the Reinhardt today. It's going to be on cooldown. It's going to allow them to get into the push, into the choke there just a little bit. But a great charge coming out from Gasroll to seclude Breath there. So he's going to get taken out of the fight. And now we're going to have to see Team H kind of regroup and play a bit of poke here. While second bounce is taking a little bit more for himself at the end of the fight.
Yeah, interesting here. You mentioned Rydos at the start of the game. He was playing this sort of distracting mosquito style of Genji play, forcing them just to turn and look at him on the point in order to buy a little bit of space for his team to push in on the back of that. Maybe not working out quite so well there. Interesting to see Buzzing Faces here pretty on the ball and getting Noma back up on the fight, but swapping off on. In fact, we've got a pretty heavy swap here all around. We're moving on to dive tanks for the red team here, as opposed to that slow Ryan Zarya push they were looking at before. But wow, that's an early dragon.
Yeah, they're looking to bypass that Mei wall, and the dragon comes out, not much to group up the Team H, so Team G is just gonna let that one go, get a little bit more time, and there goes the dive. Breath going into the back, onto the healers, onto the Hanzo. Press Gamer gonna get gas roll, and there goes Commander Huey as well. Rydaris getting a nice dash there on a second bounce as Press Gamer and Noma just seal things up here for Team H, and Team G is gonna have to recollect themselves and defend point B because Team H just rolled through that point.
Yeah, and that was key there. Rydaris on those couple of early pushes with the slow tank lineup of the Ryan Zarya, looking to try and do this sort of thing where he draws in the blue team to attack. But of course, having that slow tank lineup with no real speed behind them, it's difficult for them to get in and actually capitalize on the space that he was building on his Genji. But with that swap over to the dive tanks, of course, he forced the blue team on defense to turn and deal with him, and then those tanks came rolling in hard on the back of that, and yeah, stormed that point.
Oh, and Team G not in a very good position right now. They get split up between the high ground and the low ground. There comes the Dragon Blade coming out from Rydaris. He's looking for targets. The Ana is in his sights. Can't get her very well. The dash just out of reach as the Nano Boost comes out on the Commander Huey on that Reaper. Looking to D-suit that Diva, gets that accomplished. Now he's looking at Rydaris. He's getting healed up by Fat Mike just off the point onto that high ground. There's also Noma sitting pretty, getting that nice headshot there onto Mailman.
Yeah,
But Maker Fights will commence.
Yeah, unfortunate second bounce to that quick swap there onto the Widowmaker, doing some good clear up. So we did see Ryderis commit that Dragon Blade into that fight. Sadly, not really able to get too much with it. Of course, by the time you reach point B here, the respawn's so heavily in favor of the defensive team, it can be difficult if you can't get those high value ultimates and get a couple of team kills in a row. Then it's very difficult to take this point. Interesting that we are seeing them take this right hand high ground approach into the waiting arms of the blue team here.
Yep, they're looking to take second bounce out of the fight and early, but it's going to be second bounce taking the first hit here as Breath goes down. Noma, however, did equalize at the exact same time with that headshot on a man, taking the Transcendence out of the fight, but there goes second bounce as well. Team G now down a man. Respawn still in their favor, but a lot of time for Team H to push in.
Yeah, I think
poke right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a few more dry pushes coming in from the red team, just looking to build a couple of ultimates. It's either actually we've nearly got that nano boost, not far of having Ryderis'. Noma, I believe, popped that ult, just trying to keep this fight alive, actually. Just getting that time for Breathic to come back in.
Yeah, he got those sights and gave her the upper hand there, the fight against second bounce, but that's not going to do so much when Ryderis has the Dragon Blade up and ready again. Saving it for when he really needs it. There comes a big shatter from Gas Roll to put them down on the point. Ryderis trying to deal with this Zenyatta at the spawn, gets sniped out by second bounce.
Yeah, glad to see they didn't commit too much into that fight there. That shatter was absolutely huge there. Oh, why have we seen that come out? Mailman, why did you pop that ult? Oh, I see exactly why. I just wanted to demonstrate that they got it before the swap onto the Lucio. But coming into this, 4 ultimates online for red team here and a couple of absolutely key combos. That Nano Blade, Nano Visor. No, come on, Phil. It's late. Use your words. Nano Boost, Dragon Blade combo going to be absolutely huge here. And they've got to know that there's nothing in the defensive lineup here to actually stop them doing some serious work with that. So if they can get this in the right position, that's going to be absolutely huge in turning this team fight.
And they're immediately going to go to the low ground, dive that Widow, put second bounce out, but there goes the Graviton, and the Nano Blade gets stuck in the Graviton, so not much for Ryderis. Commander Huey is going to pick up one for his own. Ryderis going to pick up a Constellation at the very end of that fight. And now it's going to be difficult for Team H, as Bearstakes does have that anti-nade on him from the Ana. Nice dive from the Winston. He's going to go ahead and take himself a little bit of a nap on the outside of the point. Armband going to heal him up, but still nothing to gain for Team H, as we see D.Va take a leap of faith and fall to her death.
Well, I mean, actually, Mailman getting the credit for that kill, that's going to build an awful lot towards the ultimate for that sound barrier coming out. And I was going to say there was no defensive ultimate online for the blue team there to actually deal with it. But of course, having that Reaper ultimate online is just as good if you can get it in the right position. Did so much work to tenderize the red team coming into that fight on the back of that Dragon Blade and actually able to scare Ryderis off quite a lot there. So much, in fact, that they've swapped Hero onto the Brigitte. We often see this projectile DPS swap onto the Brigitte. Let's see if we can make it work for him.
Bit of a pseudo goats comp coming out. The D.Va bomb thrown real high on the point. Not going to find any victims, but they will get that D suit onto Bear. Oh no, Bearstakes barely staying alive with the help of Mailman there. Trouble comes out, and Winston doesn't have the charge. Not going to land anywhere for Ret. There will be a sound barrier from Mailman. Commander Huey gets that Rip Tire online, drops down below, pops out the tire. He's looking to find himself a couple of victims. He does find Fat Mike, taking one support out. It's a 6v5 now in favor of Team G. Moira doing a lot of damage, not a DPS. Moira doing just enough as she can. Commander Huey finishing off Buzzing Face there with that mine. Beautiful charge onto the side of the point, taking everybody off. That's going to be it once again for Team H.
So, one of the things that I think happened there was Team H realised that whilst this dive comp was very good for flushing out the defence on point A, there was so much sustain available for the defending team here that dive comp wasn't really enough for them to actually knock them off the point. So they've moved over to their own really high sustain composition here with the area of effect healing coming in from Lucio, coming in from Brigitte, the pure huge burst potential of Fat Mike on that Ana to heal the rest of his team. Absolutely huge to counter the sustain that we've already got coming in from the defensive lineup. A couple of ults pop now though, Cash Title.
Yeah, there we go. There goes another self-destruct from Bearstays, looking to find a couple of people, and it's going to go ahead and find one, but it's Commander Huey sneaking in the tire in the destruction and confusion that self-destruct made. And now Breath going to be taken out very late in that fight, along with Buzzing Phases, so not only a team wipe, but a bit of a stagger.
Yeah, I mean, this is unfortunate. One of the problems with Hanamura Point B is that there are only really, if you're going to run the slow tank lineup, two angles of attack. So you can either come down main, where you're just in the line of fire of that Junkrat, or you can come up this top right position where you are so enclosed that you can get a huge amount of value with that Junkrat tire and Junkrat mine. So yeah, going to be difficult for them to actually do anything with this, I think.
Oh, there comes the shatter. It will find bear stakes, but nothing else. Great bubble from Gas Roll to stop that shatter. Now it's going to be the Doomfist trying to find a little bit of a last encounter with the Doomfist. Will find Fat Mike once again taken out of the fight in the middle there. That's going to leave Breath without a healer, and that's going to be easy cleanup now for Team G.
Yeah, a nice bit of action there from Second Bounce on that fairly last-minute swap onto the Doomfist. But yeah, it seemed to me that they maybe just didn't have... So like the red team were trying a couple of different approaches here to try and crack this nut that is the Hanamura B defense here. And maybe some of those swaps that were coming out at the end were coming out slightly too late. We saw that we did see Ryderis playing Brigitte at the end. They did manage to get the rally in time, but having popped the rally... straight away, Commander Hui and Second Bounce had the ultimates online, ready to try and counter what was happening. In particular, that Junkrat tire was absolutely huge. So we're seeing some really good projectile play from Commander Hui. They're going to be interesting to see how they can bring that out to work for them on the defense here.
Yeah,
on the offense even. My bad.
I really did I like what you said about the swaps there, because I really do think that Team G did a very good job of keeping their team composition extremely mobile there in that final point. So you saw that no matter what entrance Team H was trying to take, there was a rotation that Team G was prepared to make.
So interesting, looking at what we've got coming out on the defense here. So going for this port combination of the Orisa and the Roadhog, going to be looking for a lot of space control. Now, the difficulty with trying to run this sort of composition is it's very easy to run over the top of it. And if you look, you see that we've got a very heavy dive composition coming in on the offense. So really, we're going to be potentially seeing the offensive team here just running past this Orisa and not even worrying about the barrier. So unless these poles and these hooks are absolutely key, this is going to be a very difficult defensive lineup for them to run here.
Yeah, Press Gamer is definitely going to need to be looking out for Fat Mike throughout this encounter, because he is kind of alone back there in his little corner.
Yeah, interesting that we've got a high ground setup here. So we've got Soldier on top of the using that Helix rocket just to get himself up into this high ground position here. It's going to be really interesting to see how the dive... Actually, we've swapped off a dive. They're moving on to a much more slow and steady Reinhardt Zarya composition. Lots of sustain coming in from Arband and Mailman. That's a nice charge already.
Yeah, Grassroll not wasting any time, trying to get his teams directly to the point, but it's not going to be the decision you want to make. Right, Darius grabs 2 on a single dash and follows it up with a couple more kills. So now Grassroll kind of alone there on the point, just prolonging the stagger. Yeah. And it was, good on the chalkboard maybe, but didn't really work out in principle.
Well, one of the benefits of this sort of composition is you can afford just to take a little bit of time to build up some ultimates, to try and bait out some cooldowns from the defensive team, and then try and run it on the back of some of these big, heavy tank ultimates. So, if you look at the value of the tank ultimates here, the Earth Shatter and the Graviton, typically a lot higher value than the Supercharger and the Whole Hog. So, if they can get those tank ultimates online quickly, that's going to be how they roll this fight.
Great hack from Second Bounce to open up the kill for Armband onto Ryderis. Now Gastro fighting for his life on the point. Great bubble coming out from his Zarya, from Bear Stage, low on health, but getting that topped off. Soldier just off the point. Noma trying last stand here to keep this point in control, but it's going to fall, and Team G is going to push it in. We've got about 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock at this point.
Yeah, I did think for a second there that looked like it was going to be another abortive push, but Gasroll, really good persistence there, just getting in and swinging that hammer. To be honest, even if he'd gone down then, just getting all that charge on the Earth Shatter was going to be absolutely massive, but we've got 3 ultimates, including an EMP coming into this fight, so an EMP Shatter combo here could be huge.
Ooh, there it is, just as you said it, as if it were prophecy. The EMP Shatter comes in, Second Bounce and Bear Stakes both grabbing themselves a couple of kills, but Ryderis, unaffected by that EMP, pulling out the Dragon Blade to save his point, but Commander Huey says, no, bro, I am the superior Shimada, and they're going to secure his point quite quickly.
Yeah, I did think that was going to go entirely the other way with Noma up on that high ground and the attack visor. It looked like they were going to be able to just completely stop that push coming in, but sadly the target focus there was too good. A valiant attempt from from the defensive team there, but sadly not enough. So much momentum coming in. That EMP Shatter combo is so impactful. It's, you can't understate just how big a play that was coming in to have both of those ultimates online ready for that team fight. So really, really impressed actually at the level of coordination between the Sombra and the Reinhardt in that lineup there. Really good to see.
Yeah, Team G definitely did a pretty good job of the chess element that we see in Overwatch. They came in with the team composition, they saw exactly what was happening, switched it up, and kept at it. And I think to be honest, if Ryderis hadn't gotten shut down there by Commander Huey at the very end of that point, teammates very well may have been able to turn that around.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because actually they'd already invested a lot of ultimates. And so Ryderis was coming in at the end of a very ultimate heavy fight. So if he had even one healer left online just to try and give him a bit more sustain into that Dragon Blade, they may well have been able to clear up. And, we saw how much work they were able to do previously on that Genji, so it's a little bit unfortunate that they weren't able to really capitalize on that final push. So interesting to see what sort of lineups we see coming into this next fight, because we did see that at the start, the offensive team on that last run looked to be trying to run a dive composition at the start, but having seen that pulled pork comp coming out, opted for that heavy low ground push. So it's good to see that they are adaptive and they're ready to go, oh, okay, this is what the enemy is throwing at us. What have we got in our arsenal ready to go again? So I'd have loved to have heard the team comms on that one just to see what the decision-making process was like. But I think really good presence of mind there for that swap. And they were able to really, really heavily snowball that into a really strong win for them there.
And now we travel to the beautiful, beautiful Gibraltar.
Yeah, I was actually in Gibraltar for work a few months ago, and I looked,
really?
and I looked, and I looked, and I looked, and I could not see this place anywhere on Gibraltar.
Well, that's kind of the point. Like, they don't want everyone just walking in, man.
True, but I mean, I was on a boat. I was literally going around the Rock of Gibraltar and looking along all those cliffs. So it's clearly better hidden in real life than it is on this little map.
Yeah, I'm sure Winston. This ring of lighthouses, I'm sure, serves as some sort of barrier, to sights. So it looks like it's just a normal part of the island. Really, it's.
Oh. Yeah, at least we know going in next time in Gibraltar, I won't waste so much time looking for it. But we do have a defensive lineup ready, and it's going to be a dive defense. We've got Prez Gamer, and unfortunately the name is obscured by my chat overlay, but we've got Winston Diva. It's a classic, and interesting, we've got Ryderis here is going to be looking, I think, to try and counter the incoming dive on this Brigitte, sticking with his support line, allowing Noma a bit of space just to get out of trouble and get a few picks. But we've also got a dive comp coming out from the attacking team here. Interesting, we saw Commander Huey be really, really impactful on this Hanzo in that last game. So Shimada Brothers online for the attacking team here, and the dive comes in, looking to play for control of Blue Box up at the top here. It's a classic strategy playing for Blue Box here.
Yep, and just poke battle pretty much for the intense here, but there it is going to be. Gasrel diving all the way in, his team to follow. Second bounce and Bear Stakes trying to help him out, but the anti-nade is going to take him out of the fight. And even though he's got the Harmony Orb on him, Noma's going to get taken out, Noma will take out second bounce. We're going to see Team H retract here. They're not going to be able to push much further, and I was about to say that target selection is going to be the name of the game here. And Gasrel making himself a prime target for Team G.
Yeah, but they were able to get a lot of progress on that cart without a real lot of contest by forcing the fight to happen on the high ground, keeping Commander Hui on the payload. It's a target you don't particularly want to walk face first into, because Hanzo with that Stormbow can absolutely wreck you in the face of that. So, for how far into the fight we are and how much has been invested, not a bad amount of push on the cart, actually.
No, but Team G now struggling a little bit to find themselves a good position. They're trying to get the entrance. They've swapped up the team composition. Gasrel's going to be going on to that Reinhardt. So they're no longer looking to go dive to dive. They're looking to kind of pull through here.
No, and I think that's smart, because actually it's very difficult to take a dive position on the cart once it's stuck under the bridge here, but much easier just to walk that Reinhardt shield forward and take position and just try and invite the dive to come in and brawl. Oh, we've got a nano-boosted Widowmaker. Interesting decision.
Sometimes You know, you go to widow one person and you accidentally widow or nano another.
Yeah, that's
Sleep
unfortunate.
right there, following with that fire strike.
Yeah. Did think that was maybe a little bit of a misstep there. Oh, but that's absolutely huge. Look at that. A 3K from Prez Gamers Diva Bomb there. That's going to completely shut that fight down.
Now Team A just swapping up the stakes here. Going from a team that, you know, didn't really put up much of a fight there at the end of Hanamura, but now taking to Gibraltar.
This is a stall that we often see happen here at the top of this slope. Because this bridge area is such a difficult place to fight, you do end up losing a lot of progress on the cart. But once you're the defensive team here and you have the chance to take this high ground position and defend the payload, it becomes a lot easier to do.
Transcendent's gonna come out from Mailman. There goes the Dragons coming out from Commander Huey. Clear off the point for as much as he can. Anti-nade out, but it's not gonna find any kills. Breath so low. The nano boost on the gas roll doing its work. They're gonna be able to push into this first point. Now you have a lone Ana up there on the top left. Fat Mike trying to get himself killed so he can, you know, respawn with his team.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate there. So this this dive composition that they have doesn't really want to come and get involved with the brawling tank line that we have running on offense here. But unfortunately, that means that if they want to take position on the cart, they've got to stay. And you have a high ground composition from the defensive lineup. Actually, you've not got a lot of ways that you can get in and contest this heavy brawling composition. And so we saw that given up almost without a fight, actually. Especially Commander Hui there, able to get so much value from those. Oh, but that's a huge hatter.
Yeah, not only a bit of a mistake to drop down without the shield and give them that much purchase, but now their team's split up. Their healers are alone. Widowmaker and Ana on the high ground. Not much to contest as the respawns are going to be trickled here. Buzzing trying to do what he can, but Armband with a nice quick scope there to take him out of the fight. Right, Darius can't find any way to get back on in, so they're going to have to put a big hold here with 4 minutes left for Team H.
It is, and to be honest, to be able to take that fight with just that one Earth Shatter that we're already 30% of the way back to having is a really economical play, and we've got, you know, the potential for a big Grav Dragon coming online. If they have the presence of mind to take Fat Mike out of the fight first with this Transcendence online, this could be a huge ultimate. And to be honest, even just baiting out that Transcendence with that combo wouldn't be too bad here, because it allows your brawling tank line to get in and start doing what they want to do. But we have now seen a swap. We've got a Reinhardt on the field for the defense here. So going toe-to-toe with Gas Roll, let's see if he can make that work for him.
Second bounce in the entirety of Team H now has sights. There goes the Graviton grabbing most of the team. The Dragons to follow, and it's got a lot of purchase, but there's the Transcendence, so nothing will come of it. There goes Commander Huey getting taken out by Rydaris. Not really going to be able to do much. Going to dash back there. He's going to be pretty safe here.
Yeah, I mean, huge value for Fat Mike there on that Transcendence. So pretty much exactly what I said was going to happen. They went for that Grav Dragon combo. Didn't really get anything from it because Fat Mike was there with that ult. So they've actually swapped off Commander Hui now, swapping to the alternate Shimada brother here. Going to be looking to try, I think, and get in the back line, take out Fat Mike or Buzzing Faces, and allow the rest of the team to snowball on the back of that healing advantage. Whether or not they can make that happen remains to be seen.
Not to mention Nano Blades on both sides, but there goes the self-destruct over the top, but it's not going to find its way around the corner. Commander Huey does get nanoed, but just to build that ultimate as quickly as possible. Doesn't have the blade right now. Commander Huey will, however, get the kill under breath. There goes the Dragon Blade from Rydaris, and he's looking to find a lot, but, you know, Mailman's ready for that. He nailed it in, man. Transcendent's gonna make it so he can't get anything there and just get stuck in the back and easy take by second bounce. And we're gonna get a little bit of purchase on the cart now.
Yeah, I love the aggression for Mailman there. The aggressive Transcendence following the Genji down so that they couldn't get anything out of that dragon. A lot of ultimates invested there without any real value from them, really.
Yeah, the Earth Shatter only grabbed a single. Reinhardt, there it is, another ultimate without much purchase. That Graviton didn't grab. There wasn't much for follow-up.
No, it feels a little bit like our teams are maybe, I don't know, maybe tired, maybe struggling a little bit just to, in this sort of pug environment, get the comms online that they need to really get the most out of these ultimate combinations. And of course, that's to be expected. If you've only been playing together for a handful of minutes, you can't expect, you know, the bash shatter combos that you need to happen automatically. So I think still very impressive what we're seeing here from both of our teams. Oh, but that's a big one.
Breath getting a big 4-man shatter there, opening the door for Fat Mike, Noma, and the rest of the team to just wipe the floor there. It started off with a beautiful headshot on the second bounce, and ended with a bell for that team kill.
Yeah, I always love these really economical fights where you can win a team fight just on the back of one good, solid ultimate, and that's exactly what Breathkick showed us there. Such a beautiful Earth Shatter, getting 3 or 4 in that, and as you said, just opening it up for the rest of his team to capitalize. Particularly Ryderis was very quick to pounce on Gasserol and take that down. But we have had the attack visor, the wall hacks. The wall hacks are online now, so potentially here, defensive team have a lot of opportunity just to stall this out. It's a good 10 seconds where they can't really afford, well, the attacking team can't afford to pop their heads because said head will in turn be popped.
And in the meantime, we're going to see Team G just racking up the ultimates in that bank, getting ready to come. They have the Nano Blade, but that Mike is ready for it. He has the Transcendence. There goes the Nano onto the Reinhardt. Self-destruct to distract him. Self-destruct will find Gasserol. Beautiful bash coming out from Ryderis to make sure that that happens. And there goes the Nano boost on the bet. He gets the Shadow, but he gets booped out of the way, so he doesn't find anybody. Mailman saving his team right there. Transcendence comes out on back of Commander Huey's Dragon Blade from Fat Mike, making sure his team stays up. Team G finally finding themselves a little bit of a foothold here in the fight. Ryderis taking Mailman out.
Oh, that's another big shadow. It seems really big shadows tonight. I think one of the things that shouldn't be overlooked is just how much value these anti-healing grenades are getting. The number of times I've seen 4 or 5 people covered in that powerful unhealing juice has been absolutely key there. And unfortunately, offensive team not quite able to get back into the fire there, even with second bounce swapping onto that last-minute wrecking ball. But still a good amount of progress on the cart there.
They got the majority of the third point there, nothing to be ashamed of. And you know, you got to be proud of the second point. They basically breezed through that second point, keeping Team H on their heels.
Yeah, Team H were more or less not in that fight. It took them, you know, until pretty much where we see the cart stalled out for them to actually make a proper go of it. And I think it was they just managed to get the right number of ultimates online to start really snowballing that fight. But, you know, even at the end there, it wasn't like it was a particularly one-sided fight. It was still very, very brawly, very, very scrappy all the way. And I did like that we were seeing a couple of swaps there. We did, just for that final push, see a Roadhog come onto the field there, second bounce opting for that Roadhog pick, and in fact getting a really nice hook in there, just unfortunately not quite enough damage to follow up on that to really make the most of that hook. I would have liked to have seen that maybe come out a little earlier. I think it's an interesting pick. I think it's the sort of pick that you are unlikely to see typically in that, so you know, it's creative, it's interesting, it maybe requires a swap from the enemy team to counter that Roadhog. But we are now seeing, we're going to be looking actually at some sort of variant on the treehouse or high horse composition, where we've got an Orisa in the high ground position. Unfortunately, it looks like Gasserol not quite able to make that jump onto the box there. Just going to set up on his own on the lower ground, but giving a lot of shielding there for second bounce and bear stakes to drop down to should they need it. I'm going to be interested to see how this works out for them. Orisa is an interesting pick here at this level of play. You don't often see it coming out. So they're going to be inviting this dive to come in. But yeah, nice pick there from Commander Hui.
Yeah, Commander Hui is going to start things off pretty dominantly. Just 2 shots directly at Fat Mike and take him out. And you can see Ryderis just chilling in the back, waiting for his chance to take on Commander Hui. Noma going to be there in the back as well with a hack onto Armland.
Yeah, one thing that I do like from this composition is they are making this space so troublesome for Team G to actually take. Although, having said that, they've now managed to get it under bridge, so they're going to have to force this rotation to come in. But starting to get some picks, it's going to be difficult without that damage from second bounce there to really make this bunker composition work.
One of the big issues with that bunker composition is as the payload moves, that shield can become irrelevant in the middle of some of these team fights. And Ryderis with a beautiful dash through the team, giving himself a good 30% on his ultimate. They are so close to that Nano Blade.
Yeah, and that Nano Blade is going to be key in taking this apart. And because everybody is playing back behind this Orisa shield, it's incredibly dangerous to have that Nano Blade coming into you, because one slice from that Dragon Blade can take out multiple members of your team. So they're going to want to start to think here about playing in a less compact format, because they've got to understand, they've got to be tracking these ults, they've got to know that that combo is about to come online, because it's not the first time we've seen that from Ryderis and Buzzing Faces in this lineup. do have a lot of ultimates actually online coming in for both teams. We've got nearly all 6 for the defensive team here, and potentially Gasroll's supercharger here could be huge. When you look at the burst damage potential we already have, speaking of burst damage potential, here comes that Dragon Blade.
Yeah, right there is getting a beautiful hit on the Commander Huey and taking out second bounce. He does get bumped around by Bear Steaks on the Diva, but that's not going to do much. There comes the self-destruct from Bear Steaks, looking to find a couple of members, not going to find anything. Great shield coming out from Breath as he gets his Primal Rage online. A lot of ultimates for Team H within this fight, and we got a Deadeye and a Dragon Strike back in the spawn room for Team G, but it's not going to do enough, and I think Team H will have the room here.
Yeah, I don't want to exactly call myself a prophet, but exactly what I said was going to happen happened there. That Nano Blade coming out, managing to take out 2 in very short order.
Beautiful hack coming out right there from Noma, saving the team from the Deadeye on secondary bounces eyes. Press Gamer and Ryderis finding themselves a couple of kills. Prez going to go ahead and clean things up. Armband trying to crawl their way back into the fight, but Ryderis dashing right through. DC right there on the Bear Steaks, and that's going to be the end of that fight.
Well, interestingly, actually, second bounce on this Tracer, looking to just get in and play for as much time as possible, has bought enough time for Gasroll to come in. So, interestingly, even though they, were sort of trickling in and forcing a bit of stall there, one huge thing there was actually forcing out Rydaris' Dragon Blade. So, even if that was a misstep, getting Dragon Blade out in a fight that was already won was huge there. Maybe Ryderis thought a few more people were coming in on the back of that.
Yeah, better safe than sorry with only a minute left. Good on Team H to force out that extra ultimate. Oh, there goes the deflect, almost getting the dragons, but not enough. Commander Huey will find the kill onto Ryderis as the Primal Rage comes out from Beth, trying to seclude the Diva. Second bounce, using those jets to get out of the way. Defense matrixing a Primal Monkey doesn't do much. Brett has to get out of the way there, because now Team H has the upper hand in this fight. It's a 4v6. As Breath goes down, you lose your main tank. And that's going to be pretty much it for Team for Team H, as they have to regroup here.
Yeah, so I'm impressed with the aggression. So we saw a very quick swap there off the Reinhardt back onto the Winston for Gasroll. In fact, sorry. So we've gone from Orisa to Reinhardt to Monkey here. So Gasroll really just taking the opportunity here to show the various talent scouts that he can play all of the main tanks and play them to a very high level. But the aggression coming in from Gasroll here is huge.
Yeah, and Team G doing just a wonderful job here, eliminating the members of Team H one by one. Fat Mike trying to stay alive, has the sound barrier ready. Trying to get a little bit more healing back there. No tanks present, so Team H is not really able to poke around or peek their heads out at all.
And of course, it's going to be very difficult. We have seen Ryderis get some good value of these Dragon Blades. He's not far off it now, but it's going to be very difficult. Not only have we got Mailman's Transcendence online, but there's so much potential to evade in this.
Oh, Bear Steaks does find purchase there onto Breath. Oh man, Team H is having a rough time getting through these 2 doors.
Yeah, I mean, coming into these doors with the amount of mobility that we have for Team G means that there's not really any angle they can take that isn't going to be contested in some way. And so I'm surprised that they are sticking with this Reinhardt composition, because really you want something that has the mobility there to get in and get out of the way of the incoming dive. You kind of want to be running dive here unless you are so very confident in your DPS lineup to get the combos online that they need to push this. So 5 ultimates online. We've got this Nano Blade potentially coming out, and Nano Blade with a diva, with an EMP on top of it could actually be massive here if they can get enough people into it.
Oh, there goes the EMP from second bounce, so Noma's not even going to get the chance. There's a sound barrier from Fat Mike. Press Gamer has the self-destruct, throws that out, but doesn't find anything. Ryderis has a Dragon Blade, looking for it at the edge of the Dragons, dashes through the rest of the team, but notices, we might not win this fight. I'm going to pull this back. We've only got 30 seconds left, so second bounce, does get a little bit of a stagger, but Team H may not have the time to wait here.
Yeah, but I actually think that was really good self-control not to pop that Dragon Blade there, because Noma got taken out almost the second that they popped that EMP by a really well-placed Dragon from Commander Hoy. So they know they've got at least one fight if they can get in, and they can get in quick. So potentially 3 ultimates online for both sides here. This could be big, but that's unfortunate Mailman with the answering Transcendence straight away.
Yeah, there is the anti-nade out, but it's not going to do anything as Armband uses that Coalescence to take out the ulting Ryderis. No ults online now for Team H as Team G rolls into the rest of this fight. Self-destruct, the second bounce takes out the main tank. Pressgamer trying to get some responses here as he takes Mailman out, but second bounce still showing that he can play any DPS hero on the lineup there. Gas roll, Primal Rage just to make sure it happens.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to highlight there, just particularly in that last fight, when I was talking about the advantage of mobility, we saw the Nana Boost come out onto Breathkick's Reinhardt, and the second that happened, the rest of Team G were nowhere to be found. They used their ability to get out of the way, and so they turned that into a wasted ultimate. And so, you know, having that lack of mobility really worked against them here.
Not to mention how crucial was that pulling out of Ryderis' Dragon Blade at the end of point A, completely killing the momentum coming into that next push.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was maybe, I don't want to call it a fat finger, I think it was maybe a slight panic there. So they thought that because the Reinhardt had just started to come in as well, they thought that the stall had been enough to bring in the rest of the team. The one thing it did do was if that push had been coming in, it would have sort of delayed that because they didn't want to come into the face of that high impact Dragon Blade. It's just unfortunate that that push wasn't actually coming in. It was just a solitary Reinhardt. You could have done that without the Dragon Blade.
Beautiful work from both sides here so far. Who stood out the most to you?
I was impressed with Gasroll's flexibility actually to play all three main tanks in one game. I think is it's not a thing you see often. I do wonder if that was slightly rolled out just to show talent scouts that he can do it. Ryderis was getting a lot of value on that Genji on both of those maps. So for me, I think Gasroll for Team G, Ryderis for Team H are the guys to try and get in the draft for my money. How about yourself, Steidl? Who was your key picks there?
My key pick was Mailman.
Yeah, he had some very clutch transcendences there, really helping to blunt Ryderis's Genji. Yeah,
a lot of really good awareness as far as his transcendence went. He also pulled out the Ana for a good little bit, and his aim was on point. His positioning was very well done. Same with his Lucio. So I like a healer who can roll around, play a little bit of Ana, play a little bit of Zenyatta. Speed boost me on my Lucio.
Get you a healer that can do both. That's the trick.
Exactly.
Well, I do believe, Steidl, just to step on your toes slightly, that is our time up for casting for this showcase.
It is, sadly, and I do believe we are the final match of the night.
The final match for the majors. There are
the minors next, right?
Two minors next.
Alrighty. Well, guys, I've been Staddle24.
And I've been Big Hungry Phil.
And from the Owlet, we thank you guys for tuning in to the showcase match, and stay tuned for some more Overwatch.